You're listening to the Cantina Cast, your home for thought-provoking Star Wars talk. Join Albert and Chris in breaking down the latest news, trailers, movies, TV shows, games, books, and of course, your favorite characters from a galaxy far, far away.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cantina Cast. My name is Albert Padilla, and this is episode 651, but it's just Patreon. So, hi, Patreon members, and hello, Chris. Welcome, sir. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited. I'm hyped.
Yeah, and we didn't we knew we were going to get this final trailer. Wasn't on any of the radars that I saw. I was surprisingly surprised that we got some maybe new footage, new clips in here. Not a whole lot, but some new interesting things that we'll certainly talk about here. But yeah, how where's your hype meter right now for this movie so far?
So this took it to another level only because what I saw, we did get some new scenes, and those new scenes looked like they're supposed to be in a movie. And I know one of the biggest concerns that fans have had about this movie is, are we just going to port what we saw on TV onto a movie screen? I can say that is not the case, that what we saw in this trailer shows that Filoni and Favreau have made this movie to be a cinematic experience. So I'm excited for that. And also, what you don't normally get in trailers that kind of got me hyped is the dialogue. Just to hear what they're saying and whatnot, and how they're interacting with each other. Some of the dialogue that came out of there kind of got me hyped. So I'm ready to go, man.
Yeah, I'm with you there. There was I've got some thoughts here. I'll share them in a second as well, as far as how I felt about this trailer. It's just weird to think this is the final trailer, that we may not get another one. But before we get into all that, I know you want to say thank you to some very special folks.
Sure. I would like to thank our Patreon members, and we would like to welcome back Jeremy Reese. Welcome back to the fold. We're glad to have you back, and we hope that you're listening tonight. Now we're going to start with our part of the tribe members: Alex, Danny, Dante, Daz. I've got a Brad Feeling, Jackson, Jacob, Josh, Mike Borda, my girl Paisley, Rita Reborn, Sharkman Dan, Uncle Leon, Will I Am, and William B. Then our Delusions of Grandeur members. Now this is Rod Racing, Steve, and Rob. Thank you so much for your support.
Yeah, thank you guys.
On our programming note here, tomorrow night, we're going to come back. We'll be back tomorrow night, and we're going to break down episodes 4 and 5 of Maul Shadow Lord. And things are going to get real interesting here, because at the end of the last episode, the Empire showed up. So join us tomorrow as you break down those 2 episodes. Wednesday, and this is something near and dear to my heart, we're going to start our Road to Celebration series, talking about getting ready and getting hyped for Star Wars Celebration 2027 in Los Angeles. I know we're just under a year away, but you know what? You can never plan too early for Star Wars Celebration. So please tune in if you want to get some really good info on how to get ready for Star Wars Celebration. And then on May 17th, we'll be about a week away from the debut of The Mandalorian and Grogu on May 22nd, technically May 21st, but we'll play by the rules. And we're going to do our final hype for that movie, and just basically get in and give our final thoughts on that movie. And then we're going to go check it out. So please join us for all those shows. And I'm sure you're going to have a good time and listen to some good information and hear Albert and myself banter about these particular topics. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And we've got with the Road to Celebration one, I'm really excited about, just to honestly to bring those guys back on the show. But then there are a lot of folks that I've seen people already asking questions. So how do I get tickets, and what do I need to do, and what's the best way? And so all those strategies, tips, and all, learning from our past experiences or failures, as may be the case with me, will be helpful for anybody that's either going for the first time, especially I should say, or if you're, a returning person and you want to do something different or whatever else. It's going to be a show that's pretty much for anyone. So excited about that. The final hype show is going to be cool. Let me kind of transition into kind of my opening thoughts. There's still one thing. There's only one thing that's still nagging at me. And I don't think I'm alone here, because I've seen other people say this too. And it's what I've been saying since the first 2 trailers that came out. I still don't know, outside of the Mandalorian and Grogu are trying to go take down some Imperial people. They're hired by Colonel Ward. I get the gist of that, but I don't really still understand, what is the main goal of it? What is the big changing, what's the most impactful thing that's going to happen from this? I don't know who the big bad is. I don't feel like this is setting up anything. And I'm not saying that's not there, but I would think with the final trailer, I shouldn't be having these questions of like, what exactly is this movie about? Don't get me wrong. It looks fantastic. Like, you're absolutely right. It looks like a movie production type, what we would expect from a movie production, not television series, not season 4 of The Mandalorian, right? So I get that. It looks great there on that level. The special effects look good. I love the way Zeb looked. The music in this trailer was particularly uplifting and was very inspiring, because we got that main theme for The Mandalorian, but it just had a little bit more oomph in it, more of a John Williams kind of oomph, cinematic kind of drama to it. So that was great. We also got, we got to see a lot of the same shots that we had before, but it's starting to kind of make sense in terms of the pieces. But when I really think about what we've seen so far, I don't know that we've seen more than, I'm going to call it, maybe the first 30 to 45 minutes of the movie, And so that gives me two things. One, it gives me hope that there is still more to this that I'm just not seeing, or they're not ready to reveal. And, but at the same time, it makes me wonder how many people are watching this and going, oh, it just looks like, not a TV series, but it just doesn't look that interesting. There's nothing outside of, there's nothing really pulling me in outside of just that maybe I was a fan of the television series. I guess that's where my concern is at. It feels like the marketing on this is they're really heavily banking on the member berries of The Mandalorian and Grogu seasons 1 through 3, and not really doing much, in my opinion, right now, at least in the marketing, to pull in people that, are just, casual viewers or not the biggest fans of The Mandalorian, or aren't listening or watching this podcast, right?
Right.
I don't know that they've done enough, and maybe they've got something planned, but I don't know that going into this movie and relying on word of mouth, especially if it doesn't turn out to be A++, right? And if it's like a B or C, it's still I think it's gonna do well, but I don't think word of mouth is gonna be enough to carry it. And so if you're relying on, hey, you'll find out about what the big thing is about this movie in the first 15, 20 minutes, as I've heard, I don't know if that's going to be enough. There's just concerns there for it. I'm excited. I'm going to go to it. I'll see it multiple times, but I'm not the people that I think that, I would be concerned with as far as not seeing it.
Yeah, I can kind of see that concern. Everyone wants to know the black and white of a movie of, here is the, antagonist, protagonist, here's the big bad, here's the hero. And you're right. We kind of don't have that. We see glimpses and we're like, okay, is it the twins? Is it Embo? Is it the Imperial remnants of the council? Who is the big bad? And it's kind of like, do we have our pick? Is it going to be all three of them in certain parts of the movie? I don't know. But for me, that just makes me even more enticed to go see this, and it makes me more hyped. But I am not your average fan. I am a hardcore Star Wars fan. So of course I'm going to think that. But I agree with you that maybe the casual fan or the movie fan, not necessarily Star Wars fan, may look at that as a detractor. The one thing I could say is that we haven't seen any real spots on television yet. I think that hopefully they'll be able to give some more identification on like who is the big bad of that movie, who is the Mandalorian really going against, and Grogu really going against in that movie. Hopefully we'll get more information for that in the TV spots that are going to eventually come here in the next couple weeks. They're going to be all over they had commercials, and they even had the Mandalorian at Grogu at WrestleMania, which just happened. Yeah. So, the ABC, the Disney networks are going to have it plastered all over the place. So I'm hoping that in doing that, using smart marketing, they'll be able to like entice the casual or just the movie fan to come and see this movie. Because if it's just us, even if we see it multiple times, it's not going to make it as successful as I believe this movie needs to be. We need the casual fans, and we need the movie fans, the necessarily not Star Wars fans, the non-Star Wars fans, but who love to go to movies, is what I was trying to say.
Right.
We need them to come out and put their butt in the seat as well. So hopefully Disney understands this, and they'll get that marketing train rolling here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to them doing that. So, All right, well, let's get into the trailer. Let's break it down. I'm going to pull this up. We're going to go frame by frame. And again, there was a lot of this was not new. A lot of it was kind of recycled footage or footage that we'd seen before, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. So I don't know. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time speculating on every single frame of this as we've done in other trailers. But we open up with this voiceover from Colonel Ward saying we've all heard stories of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child. So I love that we're getting to hear Sigourney Weaver's voice more. There's no doubt in my mind that she's going to have a big part in this movie. But seeing her on screen is always, she does so well with everything. But there's been a lot of speculation about this scene and where it's at. And I know people were saying Dagobah and all that. I didn't really buy into that. And after seeing this trailer, I don't think that's Dagobah at all. Just because what we'll see a little bit later is this is probably now Hutter or something else, because we've got some scenes in there where Mando is leaving Grogu and they're in the same kind of area as well. So probably put a kibosh on that one. We've seen this clip here where Mando flying in on his jetpack. This is a little new. It's just a variation. Looks like it's probably, setting up that whole scene in the alley where maybe the big Dejeric Borg characters come out of the door, or, the chase ensues just a little bit after here where Grogu's in that little Mach 1 baby stroller that he's got. So something like that, I would imagine. So nothing really that big. We've seen this before. This is the, I guess what's remnants of the Empire or whatever kind of council is gathering here. So that's all fine. But this was interesting, like getting to see Mando. We've seen his weapons locker in the television series before. I love the fact that he's like varnishing like 2 machetes right there, right? Yeah. Like 2 Mandalorian machetes or something. Puts those in his sheaths right there. He's got his weapons. Weapons are his religion, right? They're for Mandalorian, so we can see some knives there. This got me so excited. Like I love the fact that he's got the Ambin sniper rifle back.
Yes,
and I want to see disintegration. So, do you think? I want to ask you now. Do you think we're going to see him disintegrate anything or anyone with that rifle?
I think we have to. I think
they have teased this already, right?
Yeah. I think we have to, because a lot of people feel just like you. We wanted to see that rifle a long time ago, and now that it's back, we want to see it do its damage. So I think it has to happen. If it's going to be a droid or a person, I don't know, but I think it has to happen at least once.
Yeah, maybe he'll just be like, it'll open with him just having casual shooting practice against Jawas or something and disintegrating them or
taking
whatever.
Out the Jawas.
Yeah. But yeah, when he pulls that up, I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. All right. We've seen this before. This looks to be the inside of the AT-AT as these snow troopers are getting ready for that, what I think is the opening scene, which I think we actually have confirmation now that it is kind of like an opening scene. But we've seen this before. This is the scene on Now Hutta, which I'm thinking is Now Hutta. The Hutt planet, those are Hutt ships right there blasting out. You can see those droids, the droids in capes that are so prolific in this trailer and in this movie so far. We see them kind of running down there at the bottom. So I think we speculated maybe this is some kind of a evacuation, or I don't know, maybe they're heading somewhere. I don't know, but this was new. We've got Embo. Get to see him and his eyes for the first time. I don't think that. Well, maybe I don't know. We've never seen him, I guess, in this much light, which really isn't a whole lot, but we can see he definitely looks like the character that we're all familiar with from the Clone Wars. Not sure where he's at though. He looks to be in a cave almost.
Yeah, it looks cavey, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Is that fire right in front of him? Yeah, it's fire. Interesting. I wonder if this is like the night before. Maybe he's got his campfire while he's stalking the Mandalorian, looking for him on his home planet.
Yeah, it could be.
And maybe he's just cooking dinner, maybe. Got the campfire going on. This is some new shots here of these droids. It's interesting. They're all kind of different types. When you look at the heads and bodies.
Exactly. Some of them look like just hodgepodge. Like, they're just kind of reassembled and, okay, you're a soldier now. You're essentially a battle droid, whatever, or it could have just been, that's just what they look like. But like, if I just would take a quick guess and just see this, it's like, okay, yeah, that looks like they found pieces of droids and just put it together.
Yeah. Piecemealed Frankenstein type droids, I don't know, maybe maybe they saved money there somewhere, but I mean, one of them looks like he's got a B1 head sort of.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just look like they've been cobbled together. These guys are so gross. The fact that they're touching, I didn't really like. I hadn't really thought much about it, but then when I saw this, I'm like, oh, gross. They're probably sweaty and touching and gross. Yeah, I'm not excited about the twins, but they look cool. Glad to see them back. Oops, sorry. This is where we get a quick shot here. This is more footage that we've seen before, and the voiceovers here where I only hunt Imperial war criminals. I'll take every bad guy out of your deck of cards. And then this is where Sigourney Weaver says this isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war. And of course, he's trying to grab some snacks there. This shot got me excited.
Yes, same here.
Yeah,
same here. I mean, I was just like, this is amazing. All these, if Disney does anything with Star Wars very well, it's these approaching shots that we've seen in several of the movies here. This was just amazing. I really loved it.
Yeah, I mean, we got the shaky cam, we've got a U-wing, X-wings, we've got Y-wings, and then we have that little ship right there, which I think is the Anzellan shuttle. So it looks like they're flying into, which, by the way, the idea that they have like a small ship themselves is really funny, and it's crazy. I've never really, I guess, thought about it, especially when I don't know, we've had droids or our characters as tiny as the Anzellans, at least on screen, and had their own ships, but you gotta think, like, how do they, like, their warp drives and all that, like hyperdrives and all that, warp drives, but hyperdrives, I don't know. It's really cool that they've made like little miniature versions that allow them to get around the galaxy. But yeah, I love the shaky cam. I love this kind of like greenish tint right to it. I wonder if this is now Hutta. So this is them coming in. Later on, we see what I think is Zeb in the U-wing doing some carpet bombing on their like base or whatever, their fortress. So I think this is that like epic moment towards, you know, maybe the middle or whatever, where they're coming in and raining fire on these guys. So very cool. Oh man, anytime you see the X-wings churn in, the sounds, it's always good stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Classic X-wings. Yep.
Yeah. This is where he says, we're going into harm's way. Check your armor first. Right. A little life lesson there. We've seen this before. That's a U-wing coming down on a Delphi station. This was really neat too. Refreshing. I mean, we knew based on the action figures that I think we talked about that were released about a month ago, I guess now at this point, where, you know, we knew Colonel Ward was a X-Wing pilot, or at least she would be in one of the orange jumpsuits as an X-Wing pilot, but very cool to see her kind of exiting her ship here. Yeah. Sigourney Weaver's so good at everything.
Oh yeah. She's great. She's absolutely a legend. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, here's one thing that I noticed about this shot is Zeb's pilot outfit actually resembles the outfit of Resistance pilots versus Rebellion New Republic pilots.
Yeah.
Could this be like showing the transition from one to the other?
Yeah.
Because in the back you see another one of your standard orange Rebellion / New Republic uniforms, and then you see Zeb, and then there's another guy behind him who has the same uniform that he does. So could this be the transition to that type of uniform for the pilots?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think if, you know, they're probably, so how long is, I guess, I mean, yeah, they probably got people that are still in their orange jumpsuits, and it's like, whatever, they still work. So yeah, you can wear them. I don't necessarily think they're going for uniformity just yet, but I think you're right there that people are wearing those and versus other colors. Blue seems to be kind of like the New Republic uniform.
Yep.
You know, as far as they go. This, okay, so I don't know. Maybe this is probably, I'm going to guess this isn't finished, because the shot of this and the shadows look weird to me.
Yeah,
and
they do.
The Zellans are coming down. So I don't know that it'll probably look better on screen too. It's probably not the greatest thing to look at on this kind of, small condensed screen, but there they go. They're coming out of their ship. You've got Grogu kind of hobbling out of his ship. The perspective off in this one, it looks weird too. I don't know what it is. Like the ratios somehow look off. You know what I mean?
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it does.
I don't know what's going on there, but this is a great moment here. I mean, just hearing the Anzellan saying, you know, bad baby, horrible baby
yeah.
is good stuff. So we're going to get a lot of great stuff from him, I know. Oh, the horrible baby. That's a bad baby.
Yeah.
Is what they say there. And then later on, they're like giving him props. So I think he's going to win their heart.
Hey, everyone.
You've been listening to a preview of this Patreon-exclusive episode. If you'd like to hear the full episode, as well as a huge back catalog of other Patreon-exclusive material, head on over to patreon.com/CantinaCast and sign up for the We Are All the Republic tier at just $2 a month. That'll get you all of the audio episodes, or if video is your thing, please consider the This Is the Way tier at just $5 a month. There's also 2 higher tiers in Now Part of the Tribe and Delusions of Grandeur, which gets you a shout out at the start of every show, your name in the credits at the end, and more. Thank you so much to all of our Patreon members and all of our supporters, and may the Force be with you always.
You're still listening? Wow. That's amazing. Well, I'm here to give you the disclaimer. Normally we do a big, long, drawn-out disclaimer thing saying what's what and who's what and all that other stuff, but I think you guys kind of know that Lucasfilm and Disney have no affiliation with us at all, and we have none with them. We talk about Star Wars, which is their property and all that other good, fun stuff, but I think you can tell which is our stuff and which is their stuff. If you can't, well, then send a lawyer to send an email to me, and I'll be glad to chat with them. Other than that, you know what's what, so that's your disclaimer.